second of our press conferences today, and when I talked earlier about young talent coming through, this show is all about young talent, and also a very good light heavyweight who's been around a little bit, does a lot of male modelling. As you can see, he's a cross between a great light heavyweight champion and a GQ cover star as well, Frank Buglioni. Great to see him headlining the bill at the O2 on July the 1st. Huge following in London, and I believe he's going to go on and challenge for the world title within the next 12 months as well. The talent is from top to bottom on this card, and it's great to see so many Olympians, champions, people returning to action, people coming back ready to challenge for major titles as well. And I'm going to go for everybody at the table. Firstly, down on the far left, a young man from our way in Brentwood who's already had 2 fights, 2 stoppage wins, huge support as well. We'll give everybody a round of applause at this table. That's Dignam. The big cheese, Ted Cheeseman, one of the best light middleweights in the country already. Going to be having a big step up at July the 1st against Matthew Ryan, the English champion, challenging him for the title. The board have also made it an eliminator for the British title. That's the big cheese, Ted Cheeseman. A young cruiserweight who's fast becoming one of the most exciting in the division, and again one of the most popular as well. We saw the incredible atmospheres that he's created against Wally Camacho when he won his first title with a dislocated shoulder, and again at your call, back at the O2, that's Isaac Chamberlain. To my left, the current British light heavyweight champion, former world title challenger, Frank Buglioni. Down on the far right of the table, again one of the most exciting light heavyweights in the country, came back from his first defeat with a win recently on our Next Gen show, looking to move on to domestic titles as well. That's Jake Paul. It's the bomber from Watford, I think one of the most exciting featherweights in the country, one of the most exciting young fighters in the country, undefeated, just a step away now from the British title. That's Reece Bellotti. Challenging Frank Buglioni, a young man who we want to thank and herald for his team, because this fight's been scheduled a few times now. Obviously Frank, with his cut, had to pull out the Hay Bellevue card, and recently the rescheduled date of this show. So thanks for your patience as well. I know how much this British title means to you. It's Ricky Summers. The Sauce is here today. 3 fights, 3 wins, 3 first-round KOs. Joshua Buatsi's former teammate, young cruiserweight Lawrence Okolie. And it's been a long time coming back after huge momentum in his career, racking up a number of great wins all around the country and learning. And I promise you now, this young man is going to be back better than ever. Welcome to his dad Nigel as well here today. That's the young Conor Benn. Josh, we're going to skip your clap, if you don't mind. Well, you've already had the clap, so I don't mind. Okay, good. Danny Dignam, welcome. I know you were supposed to box on the June the 3rd show, but looking forward to your 3rd fight. Huge support from the area as well, and looking ready to go at the O2 for your first time.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Training's going well. I've got good support behind me, so I'm looking forward to it.
Obviously boxed at Wembley for your debut, and then York as well, O2, the big stage. I know you've been there many times as a fan, but great chance for you to progress in the big arena.
Yeah, but hopefully I'll shine. So training, everything's going perfect. So all I've got to do now is box my ability and show what I can do.
Big cheese, Teddy. Ready for the big test for you. Obviously you've been looking for it for a while. I know you've been wanting it for about 5 or 6 fights, and Tony's been holding you back, but ready now for the titles and hopefully to move on to a British title shot as well.
Yeah, I'm more than ready now. I can't wait to get in there on the mat and do the business and show everyone what level I'm at. Start pushing on to bigger titles and get my name out there at the domestic level.
That's about Matthew Ryan, obviously the English champion as well. What do you know about Matthew Ryan?
I see him box the other week against William Warburton. William Warburton's a good journeyman, but to be honest, he had a war with him and it won by a point. So really and truly, as long as I perform, I know I should comfortably beat him and push on.
Like middleweight division domestically, it's been a little bit quiet, but recently, like many divisions, it's moved on. to great levels now. Obviously, you know, the likes of Liam Smith and Liam Williams. But how far do you feel you are from the other guys in the division and challenging for a British title?
To be honest, I'm there or thereabouts now. Like Liam Williams and Liam Smith are fighting each other. Sooner or later, obviously, I think Williams will vacate the belt, and then once I beat Matthew Ryan, it's just knocking on the door for any time to get a shot.
Jake Ball, back at the O2, you've boxed there many times before, back from a win at York Hall recently after the disappointment of the McDonough fight, but feeling good and ready to start challenging for titles again soon.
That's it, yeah, we're just training hard, just staying focused in camp now, and looking forward to July 1st. Just can't wait.
What did you learn from that defeat? Obviously, we had a couple of meetings around it. You starting to feel like you could rule the world after 7 or 8 fights, but learned a lot from that.
That's what it is. That fight there, we've took on board. We took it as a bit of a blessing in disguise. So now it's experience that you can't buy, and we've learned from it massively. And we just push on now in the career and push on to bigger and better things.
Reece Bellotti, you'll be bringing the Watford Army down to the O2. Great performance from you in your step up against Di Davis in a British title eliminator at York Hall recently. And when Jimmy Mack says, which won't be long, absolutely ready to be let off the leash for that British title.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, we train hard every day, and I'll take every step Jim thinks I'm able to take. I'm ready to fight whenever.
Obviously, we see Brian Walsh pick up the belt, and you know, I think he's had some great performances domestically. But ready now, do you feel, for a British title or within the next 6 months?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, I feel I'm ready. It's just a question of if the team think I'm ready, and we take that step when it comes.
Isaac, becoming a very popular man now. I remember when you sold about 16 tickets boxing at York Hall, and we had a little bit of a fallout, and then you came back and you sold about 300 tickets for your next fight. So it's there, the support from South London is there, and I know speaking to Ted Banner, we're looking at actually a title fight for you on the card. How do you feel you're positioned now in another exciting domestic division?
It's very interesting actually, you know. But what I'm focusing on is my own progression and trying to be the best that I can be. You know, tomorrow I'm flying out to Poland to spar with a world champion there. You know, so I'm always trying to learn and be better and better myself. And I appreciate all the fan support that they're giving me and all the big people that was behind me, sponsoring me, you know, so I'm just looking to push on and achieve bigger and better things.
You saw Matty Askey just beat Craig Kennedy for the British title. Do you feel that you're at the level of those guys yet?
Definitely, you know, I see flaws in their styles, and I mean, I saw the Kennedy and Askey fight, and I thought that Kennedy would have put on a bit of a better performance, but, you know, we just have to wait and see. You know, I think that I'm at that level already. You know, just it's all about pushing on and working on my craft every day. You know, even though there's no fight, just still keeping in the gym. That's where the real work. That's where you really build your talent.
Another cruiserweight from London, Lawrence Okolie, a 4th fight at the O2. Your O2 debut, I believe, and also your first hometown fight in London. It's been a quick progression for you, although you've only done 3 rounds as a pro. You've been out in some big shows and feel like you're establishing yourself now as a pro.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm excited to be boxing on the London card. Obviously, it'll be my first time actually being able to box in London as long as it happens. I'm excited. Obviously, I've got 3 fights, 3 first-round knockouts, but I don't take too much, you know, from that because it's the early stages. But I'm happy to be getting it because, yeah, I'm just excited.
What do you feel you've learned at the moment? Although you haven't done many rounds, you boxed in Manchester, obviously, when you were floating and had to warm up, warm down, all part of the learning process as well. Obviously, the Kell Brook card at Bramall Lane recently, and in Glasgow as well. What do you think you've learned most as a pro so far?
I mean, I've been pro for 2 months and already I've gone for a lot of learning curves. So obviously, being afloat, learning how to keep warm, stay warm, boxing in front of big crowds and not letting it rattle me at all, and going and getting the job done. And also the fact that I'm getting 3 knockouts. It might not be against, you know, the best opposition, but I look at the scene even domestically, and there's a lot of fights we've had, you know, anywhere from 6 to 10 fights, and they haven't got 3 knockouts. So it just goes to show me that I'm, you know, doing what I'm meant to be doing against who I'm meant to be doing against.
The same question to you as Isaac. When you look at the domestic division, how far away do you feel you are from those guys?
I mean, mentally, I don't feel like I'm far away, but the reality is, in the professional realm, I have to feel what it's like to be hit back, and goal around. But I think that, as much as it's the amateurs, and as Buatsi has already said, that it's a different sport, the reality is you have to know how to box at a high level to get to Olympics, because they don't just hand out Olympic spaces. People battle for 4 years to get to Olympic Games, as most people who have been amateurs know. So it tells me that in terms of boxing, I'm there, but experience is what's necessary, and I'm ready to get the experience. That's the main thing.
A man who has had plenty of learning experience over the last few months in life and in boxing is Conor Benn. Conor, welcome back. I know how excited you are to be back in the ring. Had some injuries to clear up, but I know how hard you've been working behind the scene. You feel like you've matured a lot as a man and a fighter over the last few months, and I know how itching you are to get back to action at the O2 on July the 1st.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been a long time coming. I mean, it feels like forever. You know, it feels so long ago. I was smashing out fights last year, and you know, to not fight for 6-7 months, you know, it's what do I do with my life? Do you know what I mean? I'm at home sitting there thinking, what am I even doing? Do you know what I mean? So it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. You know, this injury. You know, I've had a lot of time to actually learn things instead of worrying about doing this interviews. You know, smashing out runs, overtraining because I've got a fight date and I want to make sure I'm fit. No, but the basics, simple, like working on my jab, working on keeping my hands up. I mean, I wouldn't have had the injury if I kept my hands up. Do you know what I mean? So it's yeah, it's definitely a blessing. I mean, a year ago, it's almost I turned pro. So you know, it's gone by quick, but never did I think I'd be where I am today. You know, it's all grafting, it's all learning, and you know, I'm literally learning on a daily basis. Not just inside the ring, but there's a lot that comes with it that you know, I've learned to deal with. You know, there's a lot of things I've had to deal with that you just thank God for, and you just live and you learn, and you don't make them mistakes again. But yeah, I'm going to come back a completely different fight. I might look at dropping down to light welter. You know, that's the way I feel like I'll be comfortable at. But you know, it's learning to know my own body. You know, July 1st, it's going to be a great fight. I want a rematch with some of the people I've fought before, just so I can actually show my progress to the supporters, and that's it.
How much has the time away from the sport shown you how much you want to achieve in this game?
I can't begin to explain. Like, I used to train once a day when I turned pro. Tuesdays and Thursdays twice a day, and I thought, mate, this is hard. I thought, well, I don't know how to do this. Like, literally, and then I'm alongside Ricky Burns, who trains 3 days like a nut, and then time goes to me, oh, Ricky Burns trains 3 times a day. I'm like, mate, he's off his head. No way, no way. And you know, all of a sudden I'm training 3 times a day. You know, and it's a mental state. You change mentally, and you know, my opponent's doing this, my opponent's doing that, and there's always someone out there hungrier. As much as I like to live the nice life and like the luxury things, I love all that. But you know what, the only way I can maintain it is, you know, if I keep winning, so you've got to stay hungry.
Josh, back to you. 6 rounds for you at the O2 on July the 1st. I'm sure you watched the domestic scene as well. I'm not going to ask you how far you feel you are away from those, having not yet fought as a pro, but I know you watched them, you sparred with Frank and George Groves in his preparation.
Yeah.
What are you expecting from the pro game that's going to be different from the amateur game, and how do you think that will suit you more?
I think it's more of a fight, you know. There's no looking around for the referee. I don't look for the referee anyways, but the way it's set out and the way the scenario is, it's 2 men fighting just in smaller gloves. I prepared my mind for it, and I'm preparing physically for it in training, and I think it will suit me. Let your hands go, keep your hands up, just don't blink. I'm looking forward to it, you know. Just getting in there and knowing that, listen, there's one guy that I'm going to be concentrating on, because in the amateurs, you beat one guy, then there's the next country and another country, but this time I know that there's a name of an opponent, and when I get in there, I'm putting everything into it. I'm not thinking about the next day, the next fight. There's 100%. I have 6 rounds to get rid of him, and I'll get to him within the 6.
And we're playing 8 fights in year 1.
Yeah.
Do your learning, do your apprenticeship over that period before moving on to 10 rounds and titles in year 2.
Yeah, that's the plan. As much as I've been to the heights of the Olympics, for me this is a new page, and I feel I have loads to learn. There's a lot for me to learn, but I'm eager and I'm hungry for it. So I'm going to be learning all the way and taking the fights and
hoping to perform and to excite and just to keep the fire burning.
The British light heavyweight title, Ricky Summers, welcome, and again thank you for your patience waiting for this fight. We know this is a big opportunity for you, and ready to go now finally on July the 1st for the British title.
Yeah, ready to go. It's been a long time coming. I want to thank yourself, Matchroom, Sky, for giving me this opportunity, and yeah, it's been a long time.
Obviously I know you've been up sparring the likes of Jose Burton and those guys. You feel like the extra time has allowed you to learn and prepare more and get yourself mentally prepared for this fight?
Yeah, I've had good sparring with Nathan Clever as well. You know, so I've had great sparring up and down the country with big and small lads.
I know you're always in entertaining fights. So too is Mr. Buglioni. A lot of people feel like this could be a real barn burner at the O2 on July 1st.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think it's going to be a fight of the night.
Frank, welcome back. Again, obviously, your last time we saw you was that fight with Jose Burton. Great fight. And frustrations are missing out on the Hay Bellotti card, but ready now, July the 1st, and first defence of your British light heavyweight title.
Yeah, well, since the Jose Burton fight, got straight back in the gym January 1st. Carried on training ever since, even though with the cuts and the postponements, I've carried on ticking over, carried on being fit, and then as soon as I could, I've been sparring. And I mean, a lot of the guys here today, they've all touched on something very important in boxing, this experience. And it's going through that experience, and I feel like having been weight trained, having fought for world titles, fought against Jose Bellotti, come through the cut, the injuries, the postponements, and that's what you're going to see on July the 1st. You're going to see the big difference in the experience. And although Ricky Summers, he's unbeaten, he's a good, tough fighter, he hasn't got the experience I've got, and I hope that he's going to come and give it his best go and put on a real good fight, because I want to give the fans a good fight, and I've got the experience to do that. So I hope he can raise his game and stay in there for as long as he can.
Obviously, again, with the explosion of British boxing now, the domestic light heavyweight scene is an excellent one. Obviously, the worldwide scene is an excellent one. I've seen many of your interviews lately where you've talked about Nathan Cleverly, and personally looking after Nathan as well. I feel that's a fight that could be made potentially in 2017.
Yeah, without a doubt. Nathan Cleverly is a very good fighter. I sparred him when I was a super middleweight a good few years ago, and I know my improvements have come on a lot since then. And that's a fight I'd certainly be willing to take, and I'd be confident of winning. I see myself as the best light heavyweight in the country by a fair bit. Jose Burton's a very good fighter, but again, I had ring rust going into that fight, and I still got the better of him. So I'm very confident about where I'm at. Don Charles, he's a great trainer. He really suits my style. The weight really suits me, and yeah, I see myself as the top of the division in this country, and I'm looking forward to proving a few people.
And finally, feels like you've been around here at the table. You're almost like the old experienced pro here. Great young proper fighters as well, and a couple of words on Joshua Buatsi as well. I know you've shared the ring with on many occasions and sparring.
Yeah, I think this is a fantastic show with all the young fighters coming through, and obviously the guys coming straight out of the GB team. They're getting a great school in there, and it's exciting to follow their progress. Buatsi, I earmarked him from the Olympics when I watched him. I thought this guy can make a good pro. He can bang. He's not afraid to mix it, and he's got a lovely style about him. We got him in for sparring, had some good rounds, and yeah, I'm excited to do some more work with him and see his progress.
Great stuff. Thank you. It's Frank Buglioni against Ricky Summers, British light heavyweight title, and as I said, some of the big future stars of British boxing ready for the O2 on July the 1st. Thank you all for coming out today. All the guys here available for one-on-ones as well, and I know Sky and Andy Scott want to grab each and every one of you as well. We're going to have a group photo up here, and then a head-to-head with Ricky and Frank, and we'll be talking to you shortly. Thank you very much.